Hello, Namaskar. Good evening, everyone. This is Balneet Singh Bedi. I welcome all of you to the daily news analysis session by Tathastu ICS. Good evening, Gagan, Suzuka, Dheeraj, Abhinandan. Good evening, everyone. So let's start today's daily news analysis. Quickly, we will cover under mains Manthan. The first editorial talks about India's rising electronic waste, the need to recast its management. So the editorial is discussing about the rising electronic waste in India, that is e-waste. Why? Because of the increased internet connections, because of the increased mobile connections, as well as more and more technological dependency on the electronic sector. Gagan, Druchi, Kunal, Sigma, good evening everyone. Because of the technological dependency, और जैसे ही डिजिटलाइजेशन बढ़ेगा, इंटरनेट कनेक्शंस बढ़ेंगे, मोबाइल के कनेक्शंस बढ़ेंगे, उतना ई वेस्ट इंक्रीज होगा. जितना ई वेस्ट इंक्रीज होगा उसके एनवायरमेंटल इंपैक्ट होंगे, इकोनॉमिक इंपैक्ट होंगे, सोशल इंपैक्ट होंगे. एंड दैट इज व्हाट दिस एडिटोरियल इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. हाउ कैन वी मेक श्योर दैट ऑल दीज इंपैक्ट्स needs to be taken care of, and how to make sure the policies which are already in place needs to be carefully implemented as well. Then under prelims we have three important, that is germanium export restrictions. Then these were the terms. I will just tell you the meaning of these terms with some example, and then good evening Abhinandan, Seong, Hussain, Malesh, Sanju, Hussain, all of that. Then single-use plastics in Himalayan region. Again, there was this NGO. I have just included this so that you remember the name of the NGO, and if there is any question related to the waste problem, the pollution, you can definitely quote the name of the NGO. That would act as a keyword. Exactly, my waste, my responsibility. We read this yesterday, Gagan. There was this campaign, I hope you remember, BRUTI Campaign. Which state? Tell me very quickly. BRUTI Campaign, which state? Anyone? We discussed this yesterday. Very famous state in southern India. Anyone? Where is Silent Valley National Park? It's in the state of Kerala, right? So Kerala is the state where the campaign is going as BRUTI Campaign. Here what they were doing, they were focusing on the decentralized waste management. As we have discussed, decentralized waste management, and that waste management was focusing as well as participatory measures and based on community centric initiatives. And one more model I told you, Udhayam model. Udhayam model of which state? Where Mukkurthi National Park is located or Mudumalai National Park is located, that is Tamil Nadu. Right? All this we have discussed yesterday. Now we'll quickly see the editorial. The first one, India's rising e-waste, the need to recast its management. Why in news? As I've mentioned, the e-waste is increasing in India. Absolutely, Gagan. Oh, nice. You all have given the correct answer. Abhinandan, Gagan, Hussain, Mansa, very good. Malesh, good. Tamil, Charita, good. Then GS2, governance, social justice, and environment and ecology. See, these type of questions can come in both mains exam, that is GS2 paper as well as GS3 paper. So they are overlapping. You can't differentiate why they are asking in GS3 or why they are asking in GS2. It can be asked in any of the papers. No, Gagan, I was just teaching here, that's why I could not see your comments, but now I can see all the comments here, right? So magnitude of the e-waste problem, beta, as I have mentioned, India is one of the top e-waste producers in the world. Again, I say India is one of the top e-waste producers in the world, along with the countries, that is China, USA, Japan and Germany. And inke saath saath, hamara desh, India bhi is a part of it. Right, as you would be knowing, we have around 750 million internet users, and around 1.2 billion people have mobile connections. So this facts shows that there would be increase in waste. Now you must be seeing what government step has taken. No matter अगर आप कोई नया फोन भी लेते हो उसका भी हमें अब चार्जर कैसा मिलता है, चार्जर मिलता है टाइप सी चार्जर. Earlier there were many chargers, right? कोई पतले पिन वाला होता था, कोई मोटे पिन वाला होता था, उसके बाद there was one like a lead type charger. So there were many type of chargers. What used to happen if you change the phone, so that charger would not be useful, right? So again the charger would not be useful, and now all you have to use is type C charger. Then e-waste has increased by 151.03% in the recent years, and from these many to the annual rise metric tons, and all of these have been increased. Then we will see quickly the next slide, the consequences. देखो बेटा अगर e-waste को हम properly manage नहीं करेंगे, so as I've mentioned, there would be consequences, there would be implications, there would be effects. So what effects? The first, environmental impact, then there would be economic impact, and then definitely there would be social impact. So again, this all is data, but I'll try to give you example wherever needed for your better understanding, right? See, many of you are agreeing because this is the new truth now, right? Environmental losses, the first, this much annually due to pollution. You all know we have cadmium, we have lead, we have mercury, where they are in batteries, they are in circuit boards. जो हमारे circuit boards होते हैं उन सब में बेटा ये वाले chemicals मिलते हैं, and what does happen? They leach into the soil and the groundwater. They leach into the soil and the groundwater, and what does this lead to? This lead to environmental loss, and there is improper disposal of cyanide, sulfuric acid, lead, plastic incineration. Why? Because jitne bhi around, I would say 90% of the people who are involved in e-waste management, they are from informal sectors. So beta वो बहुत सारी ऐसी activities करते हैं. For example, acid washes, right? Then open burning, acid washes, open burning, all of these they perform these techniques, they perform this way to dissolve the e-waste without any safety measures, right? Improper disposal of cyanide, sulfuric acid, lead, plastic incineration. Then comes the will lifespan under 27 years. So which area are they talking about here? If any one of you from Delhi, you would understand they are talking about Seelampur, Delhi. This is the area where lifespan is under 27 years because of the very harmful chemicals and harmful technologies which are being used to take care of the e-waste. And economic losses, 80,000 crore per year due to inefficient metal recovery, gold and copper. You would be surprised to know India produces 3.5 million tons of waste. 3.5 million tons of waste, out of which only 60% of it is being recycled. This data is by CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board. So it says कि 3.5 million हमारा जो है वेस्ट प्रोड्यूस होता है मिलियंस ऑफ टन्स एनुअली, एंड उसमें से सिर्फ 60% वेस्ट को ही इंसिनरेट या उसको कन्वर्ट किया जाता है. देयर आर अदर टाइप ऑफ programs as well or techniques, that is biogas plants or waste to energy technologies. All of these we have discussed yesterday, if you remember, right? All of these we have discussed. We have discussed the example of Kochi, Alappuzha, right? Tamil Nadu. All of these we have discussed along with the community centric initiatives. All these we have discussed. Then this much unaccounted tax due to informal recycling. Now जितना भी informal sector involve होगा, कोई GST नहीं होगा, कोई compliance cost नहीं होगी, कोई input tax credit नहीं होगा, और जितना ये सब नहीं होगा, किसको loss होगा? सरकार को loss होगा. सरकार का क्या कम होगा? सरकार का tax revenue कम होगा. So again, increasing e-waste has environmental impact, social impact as well as economic impact. Right? Then we will see the next one. Then it talks about कि अब हमें करना क्या चाहिए. We all know EPR, that is extended producer responsibility. Why extended producer responsibility? It relies on which principle? It relies on polluter pays principle. It relies on polluter pays principle. Under which rules? Solid waste management rules 2016. So producer, importer, brand owners are responsible for entire product life cycle. So it is the producer responsibility. अगर वो किसी प्रोडक्ट को प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है तो उसी की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है जब तक वो पूरा प्रोडक्ट खत्म ना हो जाए. Introduce e-waste management rules, floor price for EPR certificate which stabilize recycling economy, formal recycling over informal and hazardous methods. EPR targets by encouraging the recycling through certified operators. Then need for a stable floor price. Again, just read it, nothing as relevant from the exam perspective. 100% in the first two slides. I've told you USA, China, Germany, Japan and India, one of the top countries who produce highest number of the e-waste. And then the second, it has environment impact, it has economic impact, it has social impact. All of this is important as well. Then extended producer responsibility under solid waste management rules 2016. It curbs the dominance of informal sector. Again, see, they have written here 95% of e-waste is being handled by informal sector. Right, beta? Then encourages adoption of modern safe recycling technologies, consistent income, data black mark practices seen in the plastic waste sector, global best practices where they are significantly higher. That means हमें उन countries का model अपनाना चाहिए जो countries make sure करते हैं कि अगर आप producer हो और आप अपनी responsibility नहीं कर रहे हो, be it under CSR or be it under the entire product life cycle, so you must be charged with the amount of fine. Right? All these need to be take care here as well. Then comes the criticism and response. Criticism says increased cost for producers may raise consumer prices. Again, see beta, अगर producers के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा responsibility आ जाएगी कि जो भी product है अगर वो end हो रहा है या उसको properly dispose of करना है तो उसके लिए पैसा लगेगा. जब उसके लिए पैसा लगेगा तो ultimately who's gonna pay the amount? We have to pay the amount. Ultimately consumer has to pay the amount. So prices rise हो जाएंगे products के. Response, minimal cost impact is offset by huge environmental, social, economic gains, and the encourages innovation in eco design and durable products as well. Then it talks about the vision for circular economy, e-waste as a resource and not a liability. Right? So here you can write that waste is the new wealth. Waste is the new wealth. You can just write it down. Waste is the new wealth if it aligns with science. Right? If it aligns with science, that means अगर proper methods use करे जाएं तो waste सिर्फ waste नहीं रहेगा, वो एक wealth बन जाएगा, कमाई का जरिया बन जाएगा, and that would be helpful for all of the producers or the extended producer responsibility as well. Then calls for the investment in informal infrastructure, resource efficiency and sustainable leadership. Here what we require, PPP, that is public private partnership, in which private sector would also take care of the things. Then projected 73% of e-waste increase in 5 years is a clarion call for urgent policy reform. So basically it is saying कि जिस हिसाब से हमारी कंट्री में पॉपुलेशन बढ़ रही है, हमारा वेस्ट इंक्रीज हो रहा है, उस हिसाब से हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को भी इंक्रीज होना पड़ेगा. गुड इवनिंग एकता, आई होप यू आर डूइंग गुड. First study term separately, Hussain, later attend the class. Okay, absolutely fine. Right? Then prelim Sarthi, under prelim Sarthi we have germanium export restrictions. So what is happening here? First thing I would tell you, germanium is a rare earth mineral or rare earth metal used in solar power cells, used in solar grids, used in defense equipments as well. And India, हमारी country 100% जर्मेनियम चाइना से मंगवाती है या दूसरी कंट्रीज से इंपोर्ट करती है. बेसिकली India is 100% dependent on imports for the germanium. But what China has done, China ने especially after the, you all must have known, USA and Ukraine, they have entered a mineral partnership deal I have discussed this too in my previous DNAs in detail. So mineral partnership deal, in order to counter this, चाइना ने कहा है कि वो जर्मेनियम नहीं एक्सपोर्ट करेगा, और अगर एक्सपोर्ट करेगा इट वुड हैव सम लाइसेंसिंग रिक्वायरमेंट्स एज वेल. सो आर इंडियन ऑफिशियल्स, क्योंकि हमें जर्मेनियम की जरूरत है और हम चाइना पे डिपेंडेंट है, बट चाइना कह रहा है कि मैं नहीं दूंगा. सो आर ऑफिशियल्स आर इन टॉक्स विद चाइना एंड दैट इज व्हाई दिस वाज इन न्यूज. Right, it banned exports to the US in November 2023. Earlier imposed licensing restrictions for other countries. इसमें हमारा इंडिया भी आता है. India is 100% import dependent on germanium, as I've told. Semiconductors, solar cells, sensors, fiber optical performs. India is importing. So basically we are importing it via UAE. अब जितना घुमा फिरा के ट्रेड अगर आएगा इस कंट्री के बाद उस कंट्री के बाद थर्ड कंट्री, देन थर्ड के बाद इफ इट्स कमिंग टू इंडिया, सो ऑटोमेटिकली बेटा उसकी कॉस्ट इंक्रीज हो जाती है. जब कॉस्ट इंक्रीज होगी तो अल्टीमेटली हु इज गोना पे इट इन डॉलर्स? वी गोना पे इट इन डॉलर्स, आर फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व्स. राइट, एकता अंडरस्टैंड बेटा, थोड़ी बहुत एंजाइटी होती है एज प्रीलिम्स इज अप्रोचिंग. राइट, 25th of May is the date. It's absolutely fine. This time do not pick up any new source. कोई भी आप नया source मत उठाओ, कुछ भी नहीं. All you have to do is just revise what you have studied. Revise your foundation subjects, that is polity, geography, history and economy. Along with that, focus on science and tech, focus on IR, focus on little bit of current affairs as well, and try to solve as many PYQs and as many MCQs as you can. Time is crucial, hardly 10 to 11 days are left. So I wish you all the very best. एकता, डरना नहीं है बेटा, रोज अपना डिसिप्लिन के साथ, कंसिस्टेंसी के साथ आप अपना बेस्ट दो, उसके बाद देखा जाएगा जो भी 25 को होगा. जस्ट कीप ऑन रिवाइजिंग. ओके यार, नो मोर न्यू सोर्स, just keep on revising and MCQs, and do not take CSAT lightly. CSAT can either make you or CSAT can break you. So CSAT needs to be taken care of as well, right? It's not a chemistry topic, Hussein. Germanium is not a chemistry topic. You understand, from UPSC perspective you should be knowing that what are rare earth metals, rare earth minerals, India कहाँ से मंगवा रहा है. 100% हम dependent है germanium के लिए बाहर की countries पे. Only that much you know. When you say chemistry का part है, फिर तो बेटा आपको उसके फॉर्मूले पढ़ने पड़ेंगे, उसका ऑर्गेनिक, इनऑर्गेनिक, कार्बन, दिस दैट, ऑल ऑफ दैट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड फॉर यूपीएससी. राइट, एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. व्हाट आई एम टीचिंग हियर दैट इज सफिशिएंट. एक दो फैक्ट्स आप और इधर उधर से देख के लिख सकते हो, बट ऑल यू नीड टू नो इसका यूसेज कहाँ पर है, एज वेल एज जर्मेनियम हम कहाँ से इंपोर्ट करते हैं, कहाँ पर मिलता है. ऑल ऑफ दैट यू नीड टू बी नोइंग, हुसैन. Right, then comes the next, clientelism, patronage and freebies. Again, this was in paper, so I'm just telling you very quickly what all it is about. So the first one is clientelism. Clientelism is a reciprocal exchange where voters receive material benefits in return for their electoral support. Now basically what happens here is, आपको सब पता होगा जब इलेक्शंस आ रहे होते हैं तो हमारे घर बहुत सारे प्रचारक आते हैं, वो अपनी दारू की, दे ब्रिंग लिकर बॉटल्स, दे ऑल्सो ब्रिंग सम सॉर्ट ऑफ कैश कि आप हमारे लिए वोट करो, हम आपको लिकर की बॉटल्स देंगे, हम आपको कोई सब्सिडीज दे देंगे या हम आपको पैसा दे देंगे, आप बस हमारी पार्टी के लिए वोट करो. राइट, सो क्लाइंटलिज्म इज अ रेसिप्रोकल एक्सचेंज वेयर वोटर्स रिसीव मटेरियल बेनिफिट्स इन रिटर्न फॉर देयर इलेक्टेड सपोर्ट. Then comes the patronage. Now what comes under patronage, beta? As you all know, if a MP is fighting for the election, right, if a person is fighting for the election for an MP or MLA, he need people with him. So once all the people who are involved in the elections of that particular individual, so once he or she got elected as a MP or as a MLA, then after that the persons who helped him throughout his journey, they are being given some sort of government jobs, some sort of contracts, some sort of licensing, so that they can also function properly, or they can also function as per the needs and demands of the person who has fought for the election. So what does it shows? It undermines the democratic accountability. Democratic, equality and accountability, right? Making sense to all of you? So clientelism as well as the patronage, right? Both these needs to be taken care of. Then comes the third, freebies. We all know here, especially in Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party has started. It's also called as Rewadi culture, right? In which 200 units of free electricity, then 20,000 लीटर वाटर फ्री में मिलेगा. अगर आप इससे ज़्यादा यूज़ करोगे then only you have to pay the bill. So all these are what? These are freebies example. These are the examples of the Rewadi culture, right? Universal welfare goods and services given without direct reciprocity, aimed at public welfare or electoral appeal. Now democratic distortions and their differential impact on the voter behavior and public trust. Then at the end, very quickly we will see the single use plastics in Himalayan region. What are single use plastics? जो सिर्फ एक ही बार यूज हो सकते हैं, right? बार बार इनको यूज नहीं करा जा सकता. So those are single use plastics. They are non biodegradable and they have very harmful impact on the environmental pollution as well, right? Now what are the examples? We all have seen the plastic straws, we all have seen the plastic cutlery, the plastic polythene bags which we use, right? Then we have polystyrene bags as well. So all these are the examples कि आप सिर्फ इनको वन टाइम यूज ही कर सकते हो, उससे ज़्यादा यूज नहीं कर सकते. तो हमें करना क्या चाहिए? What we need to do? We need to bring the jute and cloth bags, right? हमें कटलरी वो यूज करनी चाहिए जो बैम्बू की बनी हो या अरेका की बनी हो, which is degradable in nature, which is biodegradable in nature, and but single use plastics is non biodegradable, right? Now I'll quickly read it for you. So basically one of the NGOs, that is Zero Plastic Waste, Zero Waste Himalayan Alliance, यहाँ पे इसने एक अपनी स्टडी करी है कुछ साइट्स पे with the help of 15,000 volunteers, and they have come to the conclusion that सिक्किम में सबसे ज़्यादा सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक यूज होता है, followed by two other cities, that is Darjeeling and Ladakh, and then Nagaland and Uttarakhand. So basically you do not have to remember the state name, but definitely you need to remember Zero Waste Himalaya Alliance, and you can use this in your mains exam as a value addition point, right? So single use plastics, 84.2% of plastic waste in Indian Himalayan region found from food and beverage packaging, 71% is non-recyclable, comprising multi-layered plastic and tetra packs. These are the 5 states, then 450 sites and 15,000 volunteers. So here you just have to remember this. Now I have a PYQ for you. Please quickly solve this question. This question was asked in the year 2019. Quickly look at the question and give me the correct answer. Charita, Hussain, Vaibhav, Gagan, Sanjana, all of you please. Good, Hussain, Sarita, Dheeraj, Ekta, Roshni, Vaibhav, Abhinandan, Rishi, Hina, very good. So the correct answer here is C. That is, the rules provide for the exact and elaborate criteria for the identification of sites for landfills and waste processing facilities. Now the first point says waste generator has to segregate waste into 5 categories? Absolutely not. It has to segregate into 3 categories. What are these 3 categories? First is biodegradable category, second is dry category, and third is domestic hazardous waste category, right? Then second talks about applicable to notified urban local bodies, notified towns and all industrial townships only. सिर्फ इन तीनों में लागू होता है, बाकियों में नहीं होता. That is wrong, right? It is absolutely wrong. Then third is right. Then last, it is mandatory on the part of waste generation that the waste generated, again this statement is also wrong. Third statement is correct, right? With this we have come to the end of daily news analysis session. Yes, Ekta, you are asking me 1 year 2 months in NCERT and 10 months Tathastu classes. Okay, you are answering it to Charita. Okay, Ekta, all the very best, beta. Do well. If you face any problem as you are the student of Tathastu, you can definitely reach out to any of the faculties here and we will be there to help you out throughout your journey. All the very best to each one of you. Abhinandan, Sanju, all of you. Thank you so much. I hope you all are studying really well. Focus on your routine, right? Be diligent. All the very best. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.